Hello everyone, welcome to Abhyasa YouTube channel. I am Srinivas Bisala. In this video, we are going to learn one of the very important technical word of chemical kinetics, that is order of reaction. What is this order of reaction? The dependence of reaction rates on the concentration terms. This we express in terms of order of reaction. The dependence of reaction rates on concentration terms is expressed in terms of order of reaction. Let's understand the definition. It is defined as the number of molecules of reactants whose concentration determines the rate of reaction. I repeat the definition. Order of reaction is defined as the number of molecules of reactants whose concentration determines the rate of reaction. It means the rate of reaction depends upon how many concentration terms. The rate of reaction is depending upon certain number of concentration terms. That number is called as order of reaction. And we can also define this order in this particular way. And this is the definition which you are going to write for your board examination. It is defined as the sum of the powers of concentration terms in the rate equation. So in the rate equation, you need to add the powers of the concentration terms. That number is called as order of reaction. So what's the definition of order? It is the sum of the powers of the concentration terms in rate equation. Let's understand this with the help of some examples. Let us take the decomposition of NH4NO2 giving rise to nitrogen and water. Now here the rate expression for this particular chemical reaction is like this. Rate equal to K into NH4NO2 to the power 1. Now as the power of this concentration term is equal to 1, that is the reason why the order of this reaction is equal to 1. So order is equal to the sum of the powers of the concentration terms in rate equation. Let's take another example. If I take the reaction between acetic acid and sodium hydroxide giving rise to sodium acetate and water. Here the rate expression is given as rate equal to K into concentration of acetic acid into concentration of sodium hydroxide, and the concentration and the powers of both the terms is equal to 1. So in order to get the order, we need to add these powers. This is 1 and this is also 1. So the sum of the powers of the concentration terms, that is called as order. That is order. The sum of the powers of the concentration terms, that is order. Now you may get a doubt that here 1 mole of the reactant is involved. So you may say that the order of the reaction is 1. Here 1 plus 1 mole is involved, and that is the reason why order of the reaction is 2. It's not like that. There are some important points regarding this order. The first point is the definition, which we already covered. And the second point is the order is experimentally determined value. So how we are getting order? The order is experimentally determined value. Simply by looking into the equation, we cannot write down the order of the reaction. The order of the reaction can be 0, it can be integral value, or it can be even a fractional value. I'm giving these points separately because they will ask you the differences between order as well as another term called as molecularity, which we will learn afterwards. So these are the three main points. One is the definition, that is the number of molecules of the reactants whose concentration determines the rate of reaction, or the sum of the powers of the concentration terms in rate equation, that is called as order of reaction. And the second point is it is experimentally determined value, and its value can be 0, integral, or a fractional one. Now let's understand this by discussing some examples of different orders. First one, let us start with zero order reactions. So what are these zero order reactions? Here the rate of reaction does not depend upon any of the concentration term. Such reactions we call them as zero order reactions. What are zero order reactions? The reactions whose rate does not depend upon any concentration term, that is called as zero order reactions. Examples: one is decomposition of ammonia on the surface of platinum catalyst to give nitrogen and hydrogen. And second example, thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold to give hydrogen and iodine. As I mentioned earlier, if there are 2 moles of hydrogen iodide here, it does not mean that order of the reaction is 2. Same with this reaction also. This is experimentally determined values. So they will never give any reaction randomly and ask you to find out the order in the examination. They will give some information or experimentally supporting data. From that only you can derive or you can calculate order of reaction. So these two examples are given in NCERT textbook. That is the reason why you need to by heart these examples. They may directly ask what are zero order reactions, give example. So you will write the definition that rate of reaction does not depend upon any of the concentration term, and one example is decomposition of ammonia on the surface of platinum, second one decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold. In all these reactions, the concentration of the gaseous reactant on the metal surface remains constant because as the reactants react off on the surface, more molecules are adsorbed on the surface. Means in this case, the rate of reaction remains constant throughout. Now let's understand the second type, that is the first order reactions. And majority of the numericals in this chapter are connected with this first order reaction only. So what are first order reactions? So these are the reactions in which the rate of reaction depends upon one concentration term. Means the sum of the powers of the concentration term should be equal to 1. It means the rate of reaction depends only on one concentration term. Let us take an example. If we take the case of decomposition of NH4NO2, which we already covered in order to give N2 and water. Here rate is equal to K into concentration of NH4NO2 raised to the power 1. As here the concentration term NH4NO2 is raised to the power 1, that is the reason why order of reaction is equal to 1. Let us take another example. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide giving rise to water and oxygen. Whether you write the reaction in this particular way or you balance the reaction in such a way that you get 2 moles of H2O2 giving rise to 2 moles of water and 1 moles of oxygen. In both the cases, it was found that rate is equal to K into concentration of H2O2 raised to the power 1. So, if I am writing 1 mole here, it does not mean that order is 1. If I write 2 moles, the order becomes 2. That is wrong. Order we get it from this particular value. So here concentration H2O2, here concentration term H2O2 to the power it is 1, and that is the reason why order of this reaction is also equal to 1. Same with the case of decomposition of N2O5 also. N2O5 decomposes in order to give NO2 and oxygen. If I balance the reaction, it is like this. Even if I write the reaction in this way, 2N2O5 giving rise to 4NO2 and O2. In both the cases, we write the rate as equal to K into N2O5. That is the one which we got it from the experimental value. So, as the concentration term here is N2O5 to the power there is 1. That is the reason why order of reaction is equal to 1. In the same way, even radioactivity, that is also an example of first order reaction, and you work out several numericals in physics, that is in modern physics, based on this radioactivity. Let us take the third one, that is second order reactions. So by this time you might have got the definition of all these reactions separately, like what is zero order, what is first order, and what is second order. So what will be the definition for second order? These are the reactions in which rate of reaction depends upon two concentration terms. When rate depends upon one concentration term, that is first order. When it depends upon two concentration terms, it is second order. If it depends on three concentration terms, that is third order. And if rate does not depend upon any of the concentration term, that is zero order. And the reactions with order 3 as well as greater than 3 are relatively rare when compared to the other one. Let's take out some examples for second order. If I take the case of decomposition of NO2 giving rise to nitric oxide and oxygen, it was found that rate expression contains two terms of NO2. As here the power of the concentration term, that is NO2, here it is 2, and that is the reason why the order of this reaction is 2. And another example, hydrogen combined with iodine in order to give hydrogen iodide, and for this reaction rate is equal to given as K into concentration of H2 into concentration of I2, both the terms raised to the power 1. So when we add these two terms, we will get 2. So we can write in general like this: rate equal to K into A power 2, which satisfies the first example, or rate equal to K into A power 1 B power 1. In both the cases, the sum of the powers of the concentration term is equal to 2, and that is the reason why this comes under second order reaction. So third order reactions means these are the reactions in which rate depends upon three concentration terms. Let's take the example. When you take nitric oxide reacting with oxygen converting into nitrogen dioxide, the rate is given as rate equal to K into NO square into O2. Since the sum of the powers of the concentration terms is equal to 3, that is the reason why this comes under third order reactions. Now let's go to a very important point where there is a high chance of getting this definition for your board examination, that is called as pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reactions. Pseudo means false. So what are the pseudo first order reactions? So there are some reactions which are not truly of the first order, but under certain conditions, these reactions follow the first order kinetics. So these are actually not the first order reactions, but under certain conditions they behave like first order reactions. That is the reason why we call them as pseudo first order reactions. Let's understand this by taking some examples. We have two examples in NCERT. I am giving the same examples. One, when we take hydrolysis of ethyl acetate in presence of dilute mineral acid, we get CH3COOH and ethyl alcohol. Now, in this particular reaction, water is taken in very large excess amount. So as water is taken in very large excess amount, during the progress of the reaction, the concentration of this water almost remains constant. The concentration of water almost remains constant, means its concentration is not changing. So we can say that rate is not depending upon the concentration of water, rate is depending only on the concentration of ethyl acetate. So what I had given in the definition, under certain conditions they are behaving as first order. What is that condition? When one of the reactant is present in very large excess. That is the condition here. Let's take another example. When we take sucrose C12H22O11, this one on hydrolysis, again in presence of dilute mineral acid, we get glucose as well as fructose. So in this case also, as water is taken in large excess, the rate of reaction does not depend upon the concentration of water, it depends only on the concentration of sucrose here. So for the first reaction, we can write the rate expression like this. Rate equal to K into concentration of CH3COOC2H5 to the power 1. There should not be the concentration term water, or if you write the water term, it should be to the power 0. Same with the case with the second example. Rate is equal to K into concentration of this sucrose C12H22O11 to the power 1, and if you want to write, we can also write water to the power 0. So what are pseudo first order reactions? Reactions which are not truly of the first order, but under certain conditions become reactions of first order. These reactions are called as pseudo first order reactions. The reason is, if one of the reactant is present in very large excess, the rate of reaction depends only on the concentration of the reactant which is present in smaller amount. So in both the cases, rate does not depend upon the concentration of water, rate depends upon the concentration of ethyl acetate in this case and the concentration of sucrose in this particular case. And in both the cases, the order is 1. That is the reason why we call them as pseudo first order reactions. So that is about the basic information about the order of reactions.